Hello everyone. I am Jeff Cassidy, and this is Fiction Applied. And today we're going to do a little bit of a different one. This is kind of just a Merry Christmas and devlog update from there. I've heard that people do these where it's kind of just an update about what's working on, and that sounded good because I have had a heck of a week. I have been sick, and Christmas preparations from there, so I have not had a great time to come up with something good. So far, I've got a few things in the works, but nothing specific and nothing that I'm satisfied by. We'll go with that one from there. So just kind of wanted to do a rough update and kind of the state of affairs, if you will. So right now where we're at, I'm nearing 100 videos. I'm pretty close. I think in another month or so, I'll be there. So I'm going to do a Q&A, some sort of intro, maybe a more formal intro, probably more in the intro. If there's questions, I'll try and get to those as well, but more of just a formal intro and kind of a general trailer overview of what my goals are and what the initial idea behind Fiction Applied and everything like that was. Because I've had this in my head to do for a long time. I've always wanted to do some sort of teaching or some sort of, story analysis at this point because it's really fun. And then for me, as a wannabe writer, well, I am a writer, I want to be an author, and I will be if I ever publish anything, which hopefully will happen one day. For a writer, it's a little bit difficult to have anything as far as a shown work is something that I've always disliked and wanted to find a way to kind of do this from here. Because, if you're a musician, you are able to, you can play your music and people can see it. There's this kind of visual, we can see the musical notes from here. You can see them do their thing and you can kind of hear it. And obviously you can see what's going on from there. But for a writer, there's no real sort of do it. Hey, you're a writer. Cool. Do it. And it's like, all right, give me, 2 years and a lot of editing and I'll come back to it and I'll get it done and I'll show you guys from there. So this is kind of the idea. This is what this whole thing is largely an experiment for. The other thing that I wanted to do is it's really great practice for me. This is awesome. From here, I get to read some bunch of amazing stories. I get to go through there and it really pushes me because I can really settle into kind of routine and not really look for anything new. There's a lot of times where I'm just perfectly happy going back over an older story rather than going over something new. Hopefully that didn't ruin everything because I had something over the microphone. But all right, there we go. From there, so this is where we're at. So this is kind of just a general stasis from here. I'm going to do the intro at probably around a video 100, maybe some questions from there. At that point, I've gotten some new equipment, got a new microphone, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do those because a number of you guys have suggested doing the drawings or the notes and then doing basically a voiceover from there. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that because it's actually pretty difficult for me. It works to do it like this. Like right now, I'm recording this and doing this at the same time. So there's, in the moment, I understand what's going on from there. The problem with doing a voiceover before or after is just, it could mean a lot more editing, and editing is something that I've always struggled with from there because I don't really like it. Editing from there. And what means is if it ever requires me to do like hours and hours of editing, the chances of me actually doing a video go way down from there. So I'm trying to find a way that actually makes sure that the quality is good, because that is always one thing I want to make sure. It's like initially, if I ever went back and rewatched my old videos from there, the quality would be astoundingly bad, and it would be something that I would not be happy with, which is fine because I'll never watch them and I'll just move on and pretend it's all good and gravy from there. Which works for me, because the other idea is I have gotten a lot better and better at doing these. I've gotten better at thumbnails, gotten better at kind of my workflow from there. I'm able to crank through these in a lot less time from there. The other nice thing is as the quality's gotten up, the time has increased in what it takes to make a video, but it's nothing crazy. So to give you guys an idea of what it takes to do one is what I'll do is I'll watch or read something. I would like to do some more stories for video games. StarCraft is one of my childhood games that I would love to do one for. Final Fantasy Tactics, I will probably do one of that in the future. but I would love to do one for it just because I think it's got an amazing story from there. So watch, read, play from there. And at this point, I will usually write down my thoughts. And this is sometimes kind of scattered, but it's basically why I think this is cool. You know, with Lord of the Rings, I was talking about Sauron. This is a big problem. How do you adapt Sauron? Because it's actually really, really tricky. It's not immediately obvious how you would do something like Sauron from there, you know. There's the Mines of Moria scene, which is my found footage. I was like, oh man, this looks exactly like found footage. It acts exactly the same. So I'll figure out whatever it is I like about this, whatever makes it unique, whatever makes it cool. Maybe it's just a cool scene, you know, hey, this character's awesome. How did you create it? Because what I want to do is is kind of just talk about the story as a whole. You can talk about why it's cool, why it's nice, and everything from there. But the other thing is talk about what makes it unique, you know, what makes it good from there. Because it's easy to be like, this is cool because it's good. But the other big question I always wanted to do is, you know, why is it good? Why is the building blocks that make up a story from here? Because a lot of people, when they're looking at a story or looking at something, there's kind of like this pyramid. And up at the top, this is what they feel. And then all the way down here is every little building block that takes it to make up from there. And this could be individual words, sentences, scenes, and you get down to the nitty gritty. And this is, you know, the words of that characters speak, you know, the words spoken from there. And it gets down into this minutia, but generally people really only are, unless you really go deeper, most analysis happens at just the feel level. And this is where you want to go deeper. You want to go deeper and figure out from there. So this is the idea. So I'll do this. I will record a video from there. Right now I'm experimenting with recording the notes, the drawing, and then doing my thoughts afterward. Because again, I have this script, if you will, or just kind of a thought process kind of laid out from there. I'll do the voiceover and then I will do the editing from there. I'll find the other clips that I like, clips that kind of help illustrate the point or engage, kind of pull people in, something like there from there. Because again, YouTube is largely a game from there. So, but at the same time, it's a game that incentivizes you to do well. You know, it's a game that incentivizes you to have something that pulls people in, you know, like a story from there. So it all works out. It works out in the end from there. So from there, I'll do the editing and then I will create a thumbnail. Thumbnails are tricky, but I'm getting better at them. I think I'm getting there slowly. I'm still not too great at them. I don't spend too much time on thumbnails either. Probably not as much as you should, because apparently you're supposed to spend a lot of time on there. And then from there, and then I will do it and basically schedule the video to spit it out from there. And then it's just kind of spit it out and publish it and then forget it and then try not to check it continually from there once it's out. So this is kind of just a rough overview of it. It probably takes me, I don't know, it kind of goes back and forth. Probably about 4 to 5 hours maybe for one, but probably more like 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 5 hours to make one video. Now this doesn't really include this part because for some of them, like reading a book took me like, you know, 30 hours to read this book or listen to this book or watch this TV show or something like that. So I don't always count that, or generally I'm not really counting that in this metric from here, just because I'm going to be doing that anyway. So it's already time spent from there, but it does actually come into play when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So for Final Fantasy Tactics, this is a very, very long game. I think it's like a 40-hour plus game from there. So, you know, you got to budget everything accordingly from there. Time for the family and time from there at that point. So, but yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys an insight into the workings on from there. Wish everyone an absolutely Merry Christmas, because I will not be doing a video next week. The next one will be in 2025. I wanted to take some time, take a little bit of time off, but also take some time and make sure my next ones turn out actually quite good, that I can get a few of these scheduled up ahead of time from there. So yeah, any questions you guys have, please post in the comments below. As always, please like from there, because again, it does genuinely help. It is also really nice and satisfying for me to see that from there. So if you guys are enjoying it, please post it from there. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got. Merry Christmas. Eat some good food. open some presents, give some gifts, get some, have some fun time with your family. I appreciate you guys a lot because so far it's been another year, or basically the first full year that I've done this from here. Yeah, done it seriously. We'll call it like that from there. And it's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate everyone who's been watching so far because I didn't actually think I was going to get any subscribers, much less, what are we at, 250, which is awesome. Again, it's easy to take it for granted, but at the same time, when I started this, I thought I was going to be at 0 for the next 100 years, and that has not been the case, so really appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I've got, so Merry Christmas to you guys, and I'll see you next year.